JC, good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. How you doing?
Yeah, we're good here, and of course, busy time for you coming up. I mean, we're going to talk about the album in a few minutes' time. Obviously, many days now,
16 days to go.
because I know you're not counting.
No, I haven't even thought about it once actually. It's just one of
No.
those things.
So big shows with Duran Duran. Then, obviously Dublin, and that's at Malahide Castle, and then Cork Virgin
Yeah.
Media Park. Those are big shows. Obviously, Chic and
Yeah.
Nile Rodgers on the go. How are you feeling about them?
Slightly intimidated, but very, very excited. I mean, look, now Rogers and Duran Duran are two of the biggest musical legends, icons, names, whatever you want to call it, ever.
Yeah.
So to be on the same bill, and I've seen pictures of my name on a bus in Dublin, of my name beside theirs, is not something I thought would ever be happening. So, uh, it's pretty surreal and very exciting. I'm just kind of excited to watch their stuff and to be a part of it. Yeah.
Of course. And on that note, you know I'm going to ask you this, don't you? What the Duran fans want from you, JC
Yeah.
Stewart's favorite three Duran Duran songs. You can be there can be singles, there can be album tracks,
hmm
entirely up to you. There's never a wrong answer.
All right. Well, I'll be honest. I say I was a convert to Duran Duran about 4 years ago. Before that, I had
Right,
like honestly had never really listened to Duran, which actually is quite interesting because it's meant that I've learned a lot of the big singles and stuff. And the one that I've always loved that I knew before them was Girls on Film. I think it's an
right,
absolute belter of a record.
isn't it? Yeah.
And then it's the obvious choices. It's Hungry Like the Wolf and it's Rio. I think you can't really go wrong with them. They play them live and you're like, yeah, absolutely can't argue with it. They rip. They're so good.
They
And then
do,
there's
don't
Nile
they?
Rodgers, who's got about 25 other ones that are all number ones from people.
Of course. Because I would have
Yeah.
thought as well, I thought to myself, if JC Stewart would have written a Duran Duran song, it would have been
Yeah.
Ordinary World. I think you'd love that one.
True. Do you know what? It's very up my street, that song. It's very up
Mm.
my street. Yeah. Well, maybe, who knows? We might write a song together one of these days. And maybe we'll try and redo that one.
So how do you prepare for shows like that, JC, in the sense that obviously you do your thing, but you're kind of like playing, shall we say, to other people's fans to an extent
Uh-huh.
when you do anything on a shared bill, it feels like that. Do you adapt
100%.
how you approach your shows like that?
A little bit in turn, like my music, as you know, is it's not exactly 80s pop music, you know. It's really the opposite of that. So I mean, look, what you do is you play all your songs and we just try and keep everything moving. That's the way I spoke to the band this week and I'm like, let's just no stopping, 30 minutes. Let's play as many of the big ones as we can, move through
Yeah,
them and have a really fun time. The more fun you're having, the more fun everybody else is gonna have.
of
And then
course.
yeah, try not to fanboy out it too much over Nile Rodgers and Duran backstage.
Wouldn't it be a lovely moment if you get on stage at the end for like a finale, you and your guitar and Niall and the guys doing the
Oh
thing?
man. Well, it's crazy. I've been on stage once with Nile Rodgers before. And it was when I was 17, so over 10 years ago now. And I was in school at the Rainy. And I would literally there was a newspaper or something in school and I was flicking through it and there was this like job the job listings. There was a work experience opportunity from
Right,
O2, the phone company. And it
right.
was called O2 Go Think Big or something. And you could apply to work in a studio in London for a day. So I applied as the songwriter, which is not really a job these days you can actually apply for, but I applied for
But
that and I ended up getting it. And so I flew over to London for 2 days. And I didn't realize it at the time, but the job was to remix Les Freak with Nile Rodgers and Rudimental in Abbey
oh,
Road.
what?
So that was my first experience in London was heading over and I ended up meeting Niall then and we've stayed loosely in contact since, but I haven't seen him in a long time. So it's gonna be fun to I was on stage with him all those years ago doing a thing and it's gonna be fun now to be on the same bill as him 11 years later and he's still doing it, which is mental.
He's such
And
a great guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
he is. He's a really nice guy.
he's an amazing human being and incredibly talented. You know, whenever
Hmm.
I remember the first time I'd seen Shake, it was a bunch of years ago, and Niall said this thing
Hmm.
at the start of the show. He said, "You might hear some songs tonight that you might even think are covers, but no,
Yeah.
these are all mine." You know, and from different artists, from Duran to Sister Sledge to Sheila B. Devotion to Grace
Hmm.
Jones. He's done
Madonna, the
so
whole thing, like
Madonna.
David Bowie. It's
Bowie, of
it's
course,
mad.
he's
Yeah.
done so much, man, so
I
much.
know.
Yeah, it's a career to aspire to, isn't it?
Honestly, he's one of my heroes, and I'm excited just to catch up with him and his band again. Like Chic, the band, the collective of people are some of the most talented musicians I've ever come across, and I think it's gonna be a big party for a couple of days.
Yes, of course. They're going to be very stylish shows, obviously, if Duran are involved and Chic. What are you going to wear on stage? That's the big question.
I think it's for me and the boys. It's going to be suits. I think we're just going to go real vintage baggy suits and
Right.
see how it goes. But yeah, my friend bought me a couple new ties for my birthday, so I'm gonna have to whip them out. I think.
Great. I'm sure the rest of the guys in the band are so looking forward. They're so buzzing for these shows.
Oh, they can't wait.
I
Very excited.
bet you.
We've got a big summer coming up. So yeah, this is the start of kind of getting moving and yeah, lots to do.
It has been a big period of activity for you, JC, without
Yeah.
a doubt, and it's all been great, and the songs have been beautifully varied as well. You know, Tomorrow is my favorite one, as we've talked about many
Yeah.
times. But on that album, then, so 16 days away, but nobody's counting. This must be the most exciting time for you as an artist.
It is. It's been, I've been doing this for a long time, as you know, and to finally get to this stage, it feels like both the end of something and the start of something, which is a really exciting place to be. It's
Yeah,
I've worked really hard on it, that house, the wee house in Portrush got absolutely terrorized making this album. Every corner of that house was recorded in at some point, and yeah, it's really cool to have it out in the world and to see people connecting to it, and obviously played a ton of shows around it already, and yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes and see what's next. Yeah.
was it all recorded in that house in Portrush?
Not all of it. It was kind of recorded all over the place, but the essence of it, I think most of the good stuff was there. Some of it
Cool.
in my little studio here as well in London, but yeah, most of it weirdly in Portrush. I borrowed a friend's small amount of equipment. You don't need a whole lot, and just set it up in the living room, and away we went.
I think it was great as well that day too to a cinema club, just nipped round for guitars.
That was fun. That was very silly. Yeah, that was a silly day.
Well, look, best of luck with those shows and the album. It's a very busy summer for you, as you say, and things are definitely on the rise for you, and well deserved, man.
Thank you so much, John. Appreciate it.
So, see you at the shows then. They're going to be great. And any word on your own live shows for the rest of the year?
I think something's about to be announced very soon for the north and the south. So hopefully we'll get those out soon and see what happens there.
Brilliant. Take care, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, see you later, John.